Okay, so good evening and welcome to today's class. I'll just be going straight to it. I don't really have much time to waste. And then today has been a little of challenging for me as I've been making certain rational decisions. And it's crazy because uh, I've gotten my hands burnt today so far. So, but let's dive straight into the charts. Now, the title of this particular class basically is understanding forex trading as a beginner. So I'll be going through everything you need to understand as a beginner. First thing first is as a beginner, you know that you need something called the broker, you need a trading view, you need your MT5, you need all those apps, right? You need to know how to execute on trades, you need to know how to be able to adjust stop loss, adjust take profits, and all of things like that. Basic things which are just what you do on MT5, and basically they are what proper trade management and so on and so forth. So now, what this market presents to us is an opportunity, right? An opportunity for us to be able to, just just make money off the fact that we are, you know, we are forex traders pretty much. So now, when you come to the market, there are actually a series of things you need to understand. You need to understand that there are different types of pairs that you trade. Okay, so you have the BTC USD, the XAU USD, the GBP JPY, the USD JPY, the US 30, the Euro USD, GBP USD, USD. So I'm more focused on BTC USD and XAU USD. Okay, those are the two pairs I focus on majorly. Okay, I focus majorly on what BTC USD as well as Euro USD. Okay. So now for the fact that I do that, I understand that there are certain things I look out for when I come to gold, and there are certain things I look out for when I come to what? When I come to BTC USD. Now, first thing first is you need to, whenever you come to the chart, for you to be able to analyze this chart properly and be able to make decisions of it, you need to understand that there are different time frames. Okay. Now, the 4 hours time frames for day traders like me is just to see the overall trend of the market. Does that make sense? Is to see what the overall trend of the market. Now, having understood the overall trend of the market, we can then now focus on what understanding and developing our bias. So first and first, when you come to this chart, is um, look out for the trend of the market. So we have the uptrend and the downtrend. I hope everyone can identify that as well. Now, when you're able to do that, the next thing you want to look out for is develop a bias based off your current trend. Bias could be either buy or sell. You see that? Now, the next thing you want to also consider is looking out for draw out or mark out. Let's just say mark out. Mark out major support and resistance. Okay. Once you've marked that out, connect trend lines to current market price. I hope this is making sense. Am I making sense, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
you
listening.
are.
Oh, good. So now, looking at that, we can now easily just follow this step and develop a bias, and then be able to make money from the market using the current score. Now, number one, look out for the trend of the market, uptrend or downtrend. Now, if you look at this particular part of the chart, you don't have to look at every part of the chart. Just look at the most recent activity. If you look at this part of the chart, we can develop that what price is currently in an uptrend. What does it mean that price is currently in an uptrend? It means that price is currently what pushing towards the upside. So, which then tells us that we now have what series of, since our uptrend is made up of two things, which is higher highs and higher lows, right? So we have higher lows, higher highs, and higher low. Okay, we have a higher high, a higher low. Then now we're about to go ahead and have what's a higher high. There, can you see that? This might be, which might get to this point. Then we can see a drop again tomorrow. Then we will see price continue like this. Okay, does this make sense? Does this make sense?
Yes, it
So
does.
this is what then tells us that we are what in an uptrend. You understand? Now that we
Yes.
understand that we've seen that we're in an uptrend, when we are in an uptrend, we want to just majorly focus on looking out for buys. Okay, when you're in an uptrend, look out for more buys. You see that? Look out for more buys. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now the second rule we have there is develop a bias. So our bias based on the current market trend is what? Buy, right? Now I want to
Yeah.
mark out major support and resistance zones. Now, if you look at this chart from this point, you can see this is a support zone. This is also a support zone, major support zone. This is also a major support zone. So drag it to the past, you can see a major support zone. This here is also a major resistance. You see that? If we draw to the top now, we can see this is also a major resistance. You see that? Now we can also see that this is also a major resistance here. Now, having established all these things, we can now easily take our trend line next, right? So I'm going to connect all this low. You see that I'm doing it. I'm doing it patiently, no rushing. So connecting my lows, the visible lows I can see on the 4 hours time frames. You can see that's what I'm doing. So you can mute please. Can we see that now? You can see we have connected those trend lines to the top part of this chart, right? Now I can see that having drawn all these things, the next thing I want to do is what? I've drawn it to current market price. This is current market price. This is current market price, which is 2693. That's what is currently reading. Okay. Now I have obeyed this rule. Now the next thing is you want to go to the lower time frame for execution. Okay. You want to go to the lower time frame for execution. So now coming to the lower time frame, which is 15 minutes, we can see that price already created other highs and lows here on the chart. So then we can easily just take our trend line and peradventure connects if
Daniel, I don't
these
understand.
lows
Coming
together.
to which lower?
The
Can
most
you hear me?
visible one I can see here is what led to the news, which is this. Now we can also have another one like this, and we can also have another one like this. See the lows I'm connecting. I'm connecting this low. All these are lows. Since we are in an uptrend, I don't have any business with the highs for now. I just have business with the lows, okay? With the lows. Can you see that? So those are the lows I'm connecting. But I can't connect everything. I just have to find the major ones that look very, very sharp and more detailed, okay? Which to me is this one. Connect from here. Now drag to the top there. I'll just make sure I'm on the week, okay? I'll make sure I'm on the week. So then we can see here that currently price already reacted on that trend line and did what it respected it. Now, if we now look at this point at which price rejects from, what zone is that? That's also a major support resistance, a major rejection point. If we look to the past, we can see this here. Can you see that? Major price came here, reject, 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 reject. Can you see that? So those are the major zones that we pay attention to. And having paid attention to that zone, now if peradventure one is looking to take an entry tomorrow, one can decide to take an entry from this particular major rejection zone if price ever come back to this zone tomorrow. You understand? If price come back to this zone and then this trend line is still very much active, you see that, then one can look out for a confirmation to go bullish from this point. The network logged me out to network logged me out.
Please come again. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I said the network logged me out.
Yes, network is very, very bad. Very, very. I can even hear myself echoing.
Yes, yes. All right. So now going back to what I was saying, as you can see clearly now, um, oh, man. As you can see clearly now, we can see major rejection points of the market. You understand? Now we want to see price take out this high, which will confirm that we are still in an uptrend. Then price may take out this high as well, and then we might see price just what's it called now? Push to the downside again, probably to this zone. Then when it comes to this zone, it gives us a pattern, a confirmation, and then we take our entry for the bullish move. Okay. So then, aside from that, what other way could we actually trade the market tomorrow? Okay, we could trade the market tomorrow when we take our trend line from this point and then we connect like this. Okay, now I can connect my trend line like this, and then I can still tell you that there is a buy, but now we can't buy off this zone because this is a high. We can't buy off this zone because this is a high. We need to buy off where price comes down, you understand, to a low, and we take our entry off that zone. You understand? Don't ever buy high, okay? Buy low, sell what's high. That's a rule for beginners. Buy low, you sell high. Buy low, you sell high. Do you understand? So right now, we can't take the entry based off of that trend line, but we don't need that now right now. So we need a significant low, a very significant low after the taking out of this high. We need a significant low to form on our trend line and our major support or resistance zone before we take what's our entry. All right. So be patient enough for the market to come to us. And then I think that has been my mistake this week. So this past few January, I've just been rushing to the market, rushing to the market, rushing to the market, rather than just waiting for the market to come to me and I see my confirmations before I take those trades. So, but regardless, this is a process. This is not a get rich quick scheme. You have to work your ass out to make money before the market can reward you. So don't think you will just come to the chart and bam, 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 you're making money instantly. Okay. So with this particular few things I've said now, I'm sure anybody can easily draw these lines and understand what I am saying. Do you understand? So in your trend, you can still see trends, okay? In your trend, you can still see trends. Now, if you pay attention to this particular bullish move that happened here, okay, one can easily just have taken that bullish move based off of this trend line here. Now, if one look at it now, it looks as if the trend line got broken at this point. Yes, it didn't. But if one look at it from another perspective, you can have a trend line like this, connecting from this point here down to that point. Okay, you have to be stylish about the trend lines. You don't have to be fixed on one particular view of it. Okay, you can also be stylish about it like this pattern, and you'll be able to see just you being able to see major rejections of that particular trend line. That's the main thing. You understand? Be able to see rejections of it. You just have to be able to see. Like if you see the one I just drew now, you'll be able to see rejection. So this point was the first rejection I started from. I can see rejection here. I can see rejection here. Can you see? Now price came there again. I can see rejection. Upon this rejection and this bullish engulfing, I take my position for a long, and voila, this that before you know what's happening. If I was targeting this high, we would have actually caught a very awesome, a awesome 70 pips or over 84 pips, easy peasy, and then everyone will be happy and everybody will go home with joy and profits in hand. You see that? So one thing I just have to do right now is just wait for the market to come to me rather than going to the market and just blowing off money. So now this is pretty much simple. Like I said, it's just being able to mark out zones. Now, when you're able to mark out zones, you'll be able to get the whole idea behind trend lines. Okay. Now you can see since we're in an uptrend, I don't have any business with the highs. I only have business with the lows. Okay. So and I want to be stylish about it. I want to be creative about it, and I want to be um, free about it. There is no certain rule to drawing a trend line. Okay, there is no certain angle it has to go to. There's no certain. You just have to be able to connect the lows. Okay, if you're able to connect the lows well properly, you'll be able to see. Now, if per adventure tomorrow I decided that okay, I want to remove this particular trend line from this low and this low. I just want to put it for this low only and wait for price to come to this low tomorrow. That's fine. Price can come there tomorrow as well. You see that? So I can have two trend lines in anticipation for the market tomorrow. Now I have this one that has two touch and I have the one below that has one touch. You see that? One touch, two touch. Now one touch, this one has the second retest. Now if price come back again to the line, then boom, voila. If price comes to this one and it gives me a nice pattern, then boom, voila. Do you understand? I'll be there. Now I hope I'm making sense. Are you guys following me? If you don't understand, you can ask questions right now. Just ask me any question because this is just understanding the chart. Like I said, I've started from the 4 hours time frame. I've connected my major resistance zones, major support zones, all the way from the 4 hours time frame, and then we are also here now determining the moves of this market. Okay, now we can see that after the NFP, which was last week Friday, we had the CPI, which was today a very interesting move, buy, sell, buy. You see that now? Which I was able to catch the buy. I should have caught the sell, but I wasn't really paying attention to. I wasn't seeing the chart for what it is. I was just carried away by my own intentions, whereas I should be looking at what the market has in mind. So now, right there, right now, we can see that, and then with that, if you're able to practice these things over and over again, as simple as this thing is, you'll be able to understand and diversify what this market is about. So another thing you also I also want to talk about today is understanding that there is something called um, certain terminologies we use in the forex market. Okay, pips is the movement of the market. So if the market is just the way you measure your meters, pips is the way we measure the market movement. Okay, so we can have 50 pips, 100 pips, and so on and so forth. How can you calculate pips? You don't have to stress yourself. There's a way they calculate it with this number. You don't have to do all of that. If you're trading gold or if you're trading Euro USD or something, just take up the measure to Euro USD. If you take up the measure to, then you just have to measure within the chart and see how many pips is waiting on the measure to. It's just as simple as that. Trading view has made it easy. You don't have to start looking for numbers, this particular decimal number, this particular that, and so on and so forth. So you just have to just keep it simple, guys. That's how to really trade this market. There is no big deal to it. You just have to practice these trend lines. And as you can see, it is the trend line that if we had used, we would have caught certain move. So for Euro USD, I went back and saw my mistake pretty much, which we could have caught the sell, whereas I called in a buy based off of this rejection point. based off of price rejecting of this point, giving me that particular pin bar. I mean, I could have waited for a very good bullish candle to end above, but I didn't wait. I just thought it was going to buy. I was overconfident, and then boom, voila, stop loss. So right there, one can easily understand that you always want to see confirmations before you take your trades, okay? And then also analyzing this market comes with patience. You also have to be able to see the market for what it is. So Euro USD, draw your trend lines, connect your support, then your resistance, and so on and so forth. Now there's something called breakout and retest. Okay, breakout and retest. So whenever we see whenever we see price actually reject off certain zones, you have to understand that there is every tendency of price coming back to that zone and converting that zone to something else. Okay. Now look at this popular line I just drew. Now, if we pay attention to this part here, if you pay attention to this part here, price pushed to the upside, it acted as support. Now price came, now price broke out of it. Now price tapped back again. Now this is a retest. What does this mean? This means that price came back to that same line after breaking out of it. Okay. Now then price came again, we tested it again. Can you see that? Price came again, we tested it again. Can you see that? Then all of a sudden we saw price broke out of it. Okay. Price broke out of it, moved this way, moved to the top, then came down again to the line. Can you see that? We tested it again and now it's pushing up. You see that? So you have to be able to see this chart as that. There's always a retest. Your lines, the support, your resistance, they are not done until they are done. They are not done until they are done. You can see this particular one I drew is actually a support zone. This one at the top here, if you look at it, a clear support zone that got broken out. You see, broke out of it, and then immediately price came back in the future. You see that this happened when this happened on January 25, 8th of January. That was when this breakout happened, and today is what 13th or 15th of January. Price came back to that zone, and voila, you see that price dropped off it. So your support can turn to resistance any point in time, any day, any time in the future, in the present, and the past, they are all effective as far as they are what they are visible and you can see them. They are the most recent activities that have happened. You don't have to go to the 4 hours and go and be looking for support of 1 month ago or 2 months ago, and then you expect it to start working this month. No, focus on the month. Focus on make sure you are in the time zone of that particular. You understand that particular year. So now, without any further ado, sometimes it can fail, which is what happened here. You can see this is a breakout. Then price tapped on it again. Price rejected, true, but it didn't continue going up. Okay, came down again and broke out of it. Now, do you see that? Now price can come back to this zone again and break out of it, and then price can actually do something of sort like this. Price can come out of it like this. Price can push to the top side, come down, then boom. Do you see that? Voila. So you have to just be able to understand that ordinary your support and resistance is enough for you to make money from this market. You just have to be able to know how, when, where, and how to use it. Okay. So one secret you need to learn about the support and resistance zones that functions well, okay, is when you see price actually, let's use this particular one at the top. Now this is a particular support zone that got, that got broken out. Then price came back to you during CPI, and then you can see more than three candlesticks forming below the line. Okay, if any of this candle was above this place, if any of the candle closed above this place, then definitely we can continue our buy. Okay, but since no candlestick closed above here, we can see one, two, three, four. Those four candlesticks closed below it. Okay, so now 4 15 minutes candlestick closing below it tells me that what buyers can't continue pushing the market. Now if you now convert it to line chart, you can see that M pattern that is right there sitting in front of us, so which we missed. And then how I treat my M pattern is based off of Simple strategy, okay? If I had actually analyzed this particular chart properly before sending in that buy, I would have actually would have probably recovered all our losses right now. But I was just too focused on this pin bar. I was too focused on this pin bar. Yes, I should have been focused on this particular high. So you can see a very nice M pattern. Now the M pattern got tested by this particular week here. This would have been our entry, while our stop loss would be slightly above this region, and then we would have actually targeted one ratio two. Now, if you're setting your stop loss, you want to take your entry like this, then you put your stop loss slightly above a high, a protected high. If you're selling, then you boom. You see that if you want to target one ratio one, if you target one ratio two, you can see the market automatically gives you one ratio two seamlessly. Can you see that? I hope I've not been talking to myself.
No, I'm listening.
All right, good. So now this is the mistakes I made today, and then I hope you're learning from it. So for GU, same mistake, same strategy, same support and resistance that I got ignored. So you have to know that support and resistance are key in this market. Okay, they are very very much key. You can see I already went back to them. You can see how tiny this support zone is. You will just see it and ignore it. That zone is a major rejection point. Okay, a major rejection point. You can see it and ignore it. But price has rejected in the past. You can see price has rejected multiple times in the past on that zone. Okay, so now when the CPI came and then it tapped in there, you understand? Price formed another hem pattern. Can you see that? Simple. M pattern on the line chart, and that would have been our entry. And then voila, we would have taken our entry somewhere here, kept our stop loss at the top here, and then we would have had one ratio three all printed out right there. So does this mean we should be down? No, we continue analyzing and I just have to make sure that I am going in with and I'm making sure that everyone is understanding this thing. You can see the way I'm analyzing these charts, okay? I'm analyzing them carefully. So you have to also do the same. You also have to be able to do this, draw these lines, mark out these zones. You can see the way I'm marking them out. Easy, easy like that. You just continue, continue, continue. And before you know, one day you will be just like me or even better than me. You can see that zone I just marked out. You can see how price rejects off it. Okay. And I told you that sometimes if you want to know if a zone is broken, price will have to form below the zone. Okay. You can see that no candlestick formed below. One, two, three formed above. Okay. So now if one wants to consider, one would have started buying off and one going to be in profit. But right now we can't buy. We have to just consider what is meant to be considered. The timing. Okay. This is not the time to buy or sell. It's the time to sleep and allow the market to do its thing. Then tomorrow morning again, I'll come back to these charts. I won't be analyzing tomorrow. I'll be watching you guys analyze, just as I've explained here. And then you send to me. If you don't understand, this is live on YouTube. You can go ahead and watch it again, and then let me know if you have any question right now. Is there any question for me?
Daniel, please, can I like show you your screen again? I want to like check something. Trying to assimilate something, please.
All right, so the screen is on.
Yeah, thank you. I can see it. So then I'm trying to like say that according to you, you're trying to say that we can use either uptrend, support resistance zone, and that triangle stuff. to like trade.
Triangle, what triangle?
That
Trend
one that
line,
was actually
trend line and support and resistance.
trend
Yes,
line. Yes.
that's a trend line. Yes, not triangle. Trend line. That's what I've just broken down. You can see that every movement here in the market have been based off of these two things. Okay,
So we cannot use one of them,
so and
not
that is how.
compulsory or
Now you really need to have multiple reasons why you're entering the market. Okay, you don't just want to have one reason. You want to have multiple reasons. Okay, so
okay.
um, one of the reasons is you want to always take your sell or buy from a resistance zone or a support zone. You want to take your sell or buy from a trend line, either a resistance or a support trend line. You also want to make sure that you're seeing candlestick confirmations, which could be a third confluence. So if you have these three confluences, you're good to go and you're ready to make money on the charts. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Man. That's it. Mm. So any other questions, please? I hope everyone understands what I've said, what I just explained. So this is beginner friendly and this is all you ever need to know to trade this market. All like there is nothing else you need to know about this market rather than just this. If you pay attention to this, if you stick to it, if you trust it, then you're good to go. I mean, I've been probably I'm just having certain downtime or whatever it is, but I mean, a whole month like this, I've never been so long for me with just hitting stop loss back to back, back to back, back to back. So probably there's something I just need to work on. Probably I need to get off the charts and just do something else in my life, and then just just find a way to navigate my way around the whole thing. But whatever it is what it is. And is there any question for me? Is there any question for me? So another terminology you want to know is I already talked about um, trend line, support resistance. We test, breakout, retest, breakout, retest, breakout, retest. I already talked about what's it called now? I already talked about what is this thing called? Pips, yeah. So another thing you also want to know, I've explained fair value gap already. If you don't know it, you need to go ahead and watch that video again. I explained fair value gap indicator. And then the next one I said I want to explain today is the other indicator called the RSI. Okay. Now the RSI is a major indicator in the financial market. That is very interesting. You just have to be able to understand it. Okay. So you can use relative strength index, which is RSI. That's the formula of RSI. You can use it to determine certain zones like overbought zones and oversold zones. Okay. What does this overbought mean? Now, if you see when I clicked on that RSI here, it just go to indicators. You can search for RSI or relative strength index. Just tap on it, and then it will appear on the chart, and then you're good to go. See that? So that it appeared down here. If you can't see it, let me off it. Can you see it? Down there? Just pay attention to this down part. So let me extend it and show you how it works. Now, the RSI is a very interesting tool. It actually signifies overbought and oversold zone. Now, and also shows the shift in power between the buyers and the sellers over time. Okay. So now, if you look at the RSI, the overbought zone is from 70 above to 80. Okay. So once this line start crossing over to the 70 above, it definitely tells you that what market is currently in an overbought zone. Okay. Now, if it's coming down to 30, 20, or whatever this is here, you can see those numbers here from 30 downward to 20. That is an oversold zone. Okay. So once price keeps coming to an oversold zone, you want to go in as well and add it as a confluence to the reason why you're buying or you're selling at a particular point in time on the market. So now I have taught you guys a whole lot of things. That's just how simple it is. That's how simple RSI is. Overbought, oversold. You want to buy from an oversold region, you want to sell from an overbought region. Okay, overbought region. So if you use RSI and this support and resistance and trend line and candlestick confirmations, you are good to go. Like there's literally nothing. If you use if you use fair value gap, if you choose now, I've taught you a whole lot of things, right? Now it's left to you to choose. Choose the one you will understand better. Do you understand? Now, overbought, oversold. Do you prefer that to green and red fair value gap? Do you prefer that to do you prefer that to SEMA or SMA or whatever it is? I won't want to bombard you with so much of EMAs and SMAs and stuff, right? Those are the things I know. Okay. So you just have to make the choice. The choice is yours. I won't be the one to tell you. You have to be the one to add all these confluences together to make what a whole information when you want to trade in this market. You cannot see RSI on MetaTrader 5. You need to come to what you need to make sure you can see it. Yes, you can see it. I think it's on MetaTrader 5. It's on MetaTrader 5. But best of all, you can see it on TradingView, and then you can use it for your own good to just move, make money for yourself, and then just keep your forex trading journey simple. So RSI just involves overbought and oversold. Like I said, overbought region once price starts extending towards the 70 above to 80 overbought, then you can start looking for opportunities to sell. When price starts coming down to 20, 10, and blah blah blah, lesser than 20, lesser than 30, you can now start seeing what opportunities to do it to buy. Because of course price has gotten to an oversold region. Do we understand that? Do we understand that? For these live videos, I'll be turning everything private. Um, every of my content on YouTube will be private. So for people who want to gain access to this knowledge after this particular beginners class, they can go ahead once they've made payments. I won't have to start teaching them over and over again. They go ahead and watch all these videos. Everything will be on our websites, and then it's just gonna be what it is. So yeah, I hope this whole thing makes sense. Do we understand?
Excuse me, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You said lesser than 30 is oversold
Yes, yes, that's what I did. So
and higher than 19 is overbuy.
yes, 70 overbought. Yeah.
Okay, higher than 70.
Can you see 70 there? Yeah, can you see 70? Can you see that 70? Drag it above. You see 70. Can you see 70 there?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
So 70 point very, very. Anything above that purple line, this purple box above it is overbought. Anything below it is oversold. Okay? So if you start
So
taking the
what is can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Once it is oversold, I will buy, and once I will sell.
Yes, so just look at it. Let's look at the market now. Now I'm just going to take an horizontal line and draw it like this. Boom. Can you see that around this region on the chart? Look at it on the chart here. You
Yeah.
can see that that's where price got to an overbought zone. Okay, so when price got to an overbought zone, what happened?
Mm.
You see that? Then there's the drop. Can you see that drop? This is the drop that we can
You
see here. Can you see that?
you sell,
Yes, automatically
you
when you
sell,
feel
yeah.
comfortable and when you have other reasons to why you want to sell. Okay.
Okay.
So if you were to sell off this zone before, it would have been based off of RSI and then the fact that this is a support and resistance zone, a major zone, a key zone here. And I can see an end pattern when I change my charts to the line chart. When I see an end pattern, then I'll just sell it at point and then boom, voila. very simple strategy. So no, I didn't see it. Anyways, no regrets.
Mm. Sorry, I have a question. Once we
All
see
right.
an impact, does that mean that we're going to like sell? Is that what
Yes,
you're
M
trying to
pattern
say?
signifies sales. Yes, M pattern signifies sales. M pattern in a key zone, in quotes, in a key zone. Make sure it is either in a resistance zone. M patterns must be in a resistance zones before they are they are going to work for sales. Okay, and it's not 100% guaranteed. You understand? Does it make sense?
Yes, yes.
So, do you have any other question? Is there any other question? Anybody? 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 Any other question? Any other question? All right. So, if there is no other question, I'll take it like every one of us understand what I am saying. You can see this is how you're supposed to just be crawling around on the chat while you're free. Just draw these lines, connect them. When you are in an uptrend, you don't need a trend line from the top. You need a trend line from the bottom. Okay, when you're in an uptrend. Now, what we are seeing here on GBP USD is looking like an uptrend. Okay, so you can see prices forming higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so previously, yes, we could see that price was actually in a downtrend for a long period of time, where it was creating lower highs and lower lows, right? Then, but now I think we are shifting back to the upside. So, but let's keep watching. Let's keep watching as that plays out. So, without any further ado, if you want to watch this video, I'll send you the link whenever you ask for it, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow again, same time. And then, okay, before we go, I also want to show you something here on TradingView. I think we have some news tomorrow. We have GDP, MOM, month of month, year of year, blah blah blah. These are actually advanced stuff. Retail sales, MOM. So you might want to watch out for all this time, building permits and blah 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 blah. So this time, this particular one will happen around 16 January 1:30. That's 2:30 Nigerian time. That's for GBP USD trade. So for Euro USD, for you to see all this news, you just have to go to forexfactory.com, and then you'll be able to see this news right there, live and direct. They'll tell you the time at which the news will happen, and and so on and so forth. So for Euro USD, we only have one news tomorrow, or two, I guess. Okay, one. We just have this retail sales month of month. That's by 2:30 tomorrow, so it will be volatile as well. So you want to watch out for that. Only advanced students learn how to really trade news, and then because it is very volatile and it can take 100,000 naira away from you in less than 1 minute. So you can take 300,000, you can take $300, doesn't care. If you understand. So the market don't care about you. That's a very important thing you need to know. As a beginner, the market don't care. It don't give a fuck about you. So neither does it give a fuck about me. So when you're making profits, don't give a fuck about the market as well. Make a profit well, and then you eat well. Do you understand? So no long talk, no long talk. Go ahead and start analyzing. Go ahead and replicate what you can see on my charts. I mean, I'm expecting you guys to be taking screenshots of all these things. I mean, it's not something I should say, but it's really what you should do. And then go ahead and watch my previous videos and see how I make my decisions, how I do this, how I do that. I sent a video on Fibonacci to majority of us. I don't know if you watched it. If you watched it, I expected you to send me screenshots of you practicing Fibonacci retracements. But all right, no long talks. All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.